Hi there, Wycliffe Barrett, X-Plane Dedicated. Today it's part 2 of the Toliss a321 tutorial. I'm going to push back from the stand, taxi on down to runway 30 and then depart on a Brecon 1 Alpha departure towards Manchester. So you'll see all of that, and then part 3 maybe in 2 days time, who knows. Anyway, let's get going. Here we are then, we're on the ground at Cardiff. Sorry, it's stand 16. I said stand 12 yesterday, but it is 16. Using better pushback to plan my taxi route, but of course, because I've taxied out of here before, the pushback is already there. Better pushback remembers all your kind of taxi positions, but we'll start pushback. Bit of a delay.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving
and yep, the tug is coming, so whilst the tug's coming I can sort out a few things here. So going up to the overhead, just need to turn on the signs, the seat belts and no smoking signs there. Whoops. Turn on the emergency light in, activate that just in case, and let me just check the enunciation panel, the enunciation lights, just to make sure they're all working. Yeah, they're all working, there's nothing fault in there. I don't really need that because it's an easy taxi, so I don't really need to look at any charts for this, but what I do need to do is just a quick scan, cabin check, yeah, and we'll just pull this up so we can see everything here. So we need to put brakes to max, and spoilers are armed. Put flaps to stage 1. So I'm doing that all on the keyboard, on the joystick. I've got some buttons set for all of that, and nose wheel steering's activated. Takeoff config. Oh, release parking brake. I've just been told to release parking brake because the tug is here. I need to do the takeoff config test in a moment, so once again that'll be going down to the pedestal, and just checking that, make sure that that's right. There we go, brakes to max and takeoff config, and there we are. So no blue lights, everything's good, so we can close that and make sure we push back. Weather's really nice at Cardiff today, as you can see. Beautiful blue skies with just a few light cloud. Really nice. And as I'm doing this at the moment, looking outside my window in the real world is exactly the same. Some light cloud, beautiful blue skies. And if you're interested, I'm using SkyMax Pro 4.91, which is the very latest version because it was updated the other day. So it's 4.91 with real weather connector and FSGRW. That's my combination. That's what I use, and it works perfectly fine for me. Okay, so we're pushing back here now, and the tug will leave, disconnect. We'll get a hand signal on the right hand side. So I can turn off the APU, just turn on strobe, beacon's already on, wing lights and nav and logo, and taxi lights. I can turn off the APU bleed, there we go, and APU. Power available light will go out on its own, I don't have to turn that off. Just checking the overhead panel, making sure everything's right and in the right place. And we can release the brake and taxi on down to runway 30. So we can see everything's set. The QNH is set at 1020, that's what it was reporting. Release the handbrake. And as I said, I am using the tiller. So I'm using the scroll wheel on my throttle. I found a spare scroll wheel and I'm using that as the tiller. And very nice it is too. I find that really, really good. I just wonder why I didn't do it a long time ago. Anyway, quickly scanning around the cockpit as we prepare for our taxi down to holding point Alpha 1 runway 30 at Cardiff. There's no traffic on the taxiway, I've already checked that. And we'll turn left here. I can take a graduated turn. There we go. All very nice. So a lot of people have wondered about Cardiff Airport in terms of the traffic it can take, and because we've got the BA maintenance hangar, which is what I was facing whilst I was on the stand, Cardiff runway is quite capable of taking 747s, 777s as well. The largest aircraft that's been into Cardiff is the A380. When they were doing some crew testing, visiting airports that they could actually land and take off at, and so the Airbus A380 has also landed at Cardiff and taken off from Cardiff. Here we go. Anyway, so we're coming on to runway 30, and I've got the RAS system installed, so it's approaching 30, tells you when you get in there, and we'll just line up. Now, we've got to keep nose wheel steering, use the tiller until I think you reach 80 knots, and then the rudder becomes active. So it's feet on the pedals, but using nose wheel steering to keep the aircraft on the centre line, which is a little bit tricky, especially if there's a bit of a crosswind or anything. You need to concentrate on that a little bit. So here we are. I don't do all the call outs, but we've got flex, I think it's toga there, SRS is blue, so everything is as it should be. All the correct coloured lights are on, and here we are. The rudder is taken over now, and turn off nose wheel steering and rotate just above 10 degrees. Follow the flight director, of course it's fly-by-wire, so once you get it positioned, let go of the side stick, and fly-by-wire will just carry on. It's all very nicely done, and I'll hit auto 1 in a moment, so it's gear up, flaps up. Get rid of that master caution there on the left, please, Wycliffe. There we go. And autopilot 1. There we go. And nose down a little bit. Coming back on course. Very nice. There we go. Beautiful departure out of Cardiff using Orbex True Earth Great Britain South or Mid. I can't remember which one it is, but True Earth Great Britain anyway. I've got it for the whole of the country. And we're away on the Brecon 1 Alpha departure, climbing to an altitude of 6,000 feet. As we pull away from Cardiff Airport, we'll turn right in a moment, heading towards Brecon. There we go, turning right now. I'll keep that wing view on for a second or two. And Airbus are well known for their steep bank angle on turning, turn on a sixpence, and all fly-by-wire computers managing all this for us perfectly well. Thank you very much. There we are, external view as we fly away from the South Wales coast towards Brecon on the Brecon 1 Alpha departure out of Cardiff. As I say, climbing to 6,000 feet, which is the restriction, and then climbing to flight level 150. I did put in a flight level of 280, which is a little bit optimistic. I can get to 280, but it's going to be, as I say, a little bit optimistic going up there. Anyway, there you have it. There's our departure, part 2 of a 3-part tutorial.